Hello, my name is Gaya Krishnan and I am an intern at Harmonic Changes. And today for Open Studio, I will be presenting on how Carnatic music plays a role in music therapy. So this is my presentation. This is a monthly workshop that is to connect and inspire, create and grow. Carnatic Music and Its Role in Music Therapy by Gaya Krishnan. What is music therapy? Music therapy is a clinical and evidence-based use of music interventions to accomplish individualized goals. Music therapy is implemented within a therapeutic relationship by a credentialed professional who has completed and approved a music therapy program. So they usually go to a school that provides a music therapy program, take the courses, do a 6 to 9 month internship, and then become a licensed professional once they pass the board certified exam. Music therapy interventions can address a variety of healthcare and educational goals. So these are just some of the goals that can be accomplished, not all of them. Promoting wellness, managing stress, alleviating pain, expression of feelings, enhancing memory, improving communication, promoting physical rehabilitation, and more. Music therapy can be used for all populations from young children to older adults. What is Carnatic music? So before I get into what Carnatic music is, I wanted to explain why I chose to do this project. I've been trained in Carnatic music since the age of 4. My parents came from India and moved to California, and they wanted to introduce me to this huge part of our culture. So they joined me in Carnatic music. And I've always heard if the specific ragas or melodic scales have an influence on human emotion and mood. The reason why I wondered this is because when I was on stage as a performer, I felt that certain melodic scales and songs invoked a feeling in me, and I saw the audience's reaction to the music as well. So I was like, there has to be some science behind this, and there is. So that's what I will be presenting on today. How Carnatic music can be used in the music therapy setting and how these specific ragas evoke certain emotions that can be healing for the client. So, what is Carnatic music? Carnatic music is a form of Indian classical music with its origins in southern India. Students of Carnatic music are trained in the art form from the age of 4 or 5 under a guru, which means teacher. So you don't have to learn under a teacher. Now there are many different types of platforms that you can learn on, and one is called acharya.net. Acharya.net is a platform that has hundreds and thousands of videos of seasoned professionals that are teaching you about ragas and different songs. So if you're interested in learning the repertoire, then you can check it out. It's acharya.net. I think it's a simple monthly subscription and you can learn a lot about scales and Carnatic music. So let's dive into the history of Carnatic music. The word Carnatic itself translates to pleasing to the ear. The earliest forms of Carnatic music date back to ritual hymns and Vedic chants from the Iron Age of 15 BC and 600 BC. These hymns and Vedic chants transformed into two major groups, which are Hindustani music, which is from the northern part of India and is mostly performed and practiced in the northern part of India, and then Carnatic music, which is in southern India and is mostly performed and practiced in southern part of India. There are many different types of music in India, and these are just two categories. If you're interested in learning more, I would definitely research, but these are just two of the several categories that are there. So both of these systems have strong foundations in the concept of raga. You're going to hear that word a lot today. Raga is a melodic scale. Raga's influence on humans' moods can be explained through the study of raga chikitsa. So this is the study of music therapy in ragas. Raga chikitsa is the method of healing diseases through ragas, melodic scales. So ragas translated in English is melodic scales. There are several studies that have explained the roles of ragas and their application towards improving human health, which I thought was really cool. And let's move on. So, what are the benefits of learning Carnatic music? Carnatic music is a stress buster. The singing involves regulating the flow of breath in and out of the body. Carnatic music evokes positive physical and spiritual influences. When a Carnatic musician is singing, they're usually sitting on the floor in a cross-legged position and they're kind of grounded into the earth. So it's kind of like a meditational pose. So someone could say that it is a type of meditation and it does spiritually invoke you in the sense that you're very focused and very grounded into the earth when you're singing. All the musicians that accompany a Carnatic musician as well are sitting on the floor in the cross-legged position. It's provided development of motor skills and hand-eye coordination in children and adults. The right hand is used to keep a tala or steady, so the right hand is usually on the right thigh, keeping the beat of the song, and the left hand can be used to help the singer and express. It trains your brain focus, of the repertoire, a keen sense of listening, interest and precision. There are about 32 ragas or melodic scales in the system. So to identify and sing the correct raga, the student or disciple needs a set of critical listening and precision. Cultural understanding and songs include several mythological references and are often devotional dedicated to a specific god or goddess in the Hindu religion. Most of the songs are about gods and goddesses, so you get to learn a lot about the history of India, a lot about Hinduism, which is a polytheistic religion and involves many gods and goddesses for different purposes. And there are different types of hymns and chants, and all of these became the songs and the repertoire that we have in Carnatic music today. Carnatic music can also be sung in a temple, and it usually is. Temples in the Indian religion usually have a gathering space called a mandapam, and in that mandapam, the concert will take place. Moving on. Get a sip of water. Now we're going to talk about the basics of Carnatic music. So, as I've been saying, ragas are the central concept of Carnatic music, defined as melodic, and these ragas have a set of characteristic melodic phrases. This will be more clear once I sing a raga for you guys. A svara corresponds to the notes which are in the raga. So we have do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. That would be the swara of a Western scale. In the Carnatic scale, it would be re, ga, ma, pa, da, ni, sa. So it does kind of correlate to the Western scale, which is really cool. Gamakas are the microtonal adjustments to pitch values. So in each raga or melodic scale, there are certain gamakas or pitch oscillations that you make in between each swara, which makes the raga its unique raga. The tanpura or the drone is right over here. The tanpura or drone of Carnatic music provides a bass note for the singer and creates an ambiance on stage. The tanpura can range anywhere from C to high C. I sing in G sharp. I had this figured out by one of my Carnatic teachers at a young age according to the tone of my voice and the timbre of my voice. So I'm in G sharp. Some male singers sing in like D sharp, depends on what type of voice you have. And tala is a metric cycle with a specific number of beats that the Carnatic musician uses on stage to keep the rhythm of the musical piece. And as mentioned before, there are 72 ragas in Carnatic music. Each raga or melodic scale has a unique set of swara or notes and gamakas, oscillation between the notes, and each raga creates a certain mood and emotion in the singer as well as the audience. So now I'm going to sing an example of a raga in Carnatic music. So I actually have a Tanpura app or a drone app. It's called Dwani Tanpura. And you could just pull it up on your phone and you see G sharp. So I'm just gonna play it. So that's what it would sound like. It's just like a drone sound. So the first raga that you learn in a Carnatic music lesson is Maya Maulavagala. Actually, let me wind back really quick. The first lesson that you learn is sa pa sa. Sa pa sa is something that you sing at the beginning of a Carnatic music lesson, and it sets the foundational pitches of the notes. The high sa, the low sa, and the middle sa. This is an example of sa pa sa. Sa pa sa pa sa. As you can notice, the sa is in the lower range, ba is in the middle range, and sa is in the high range. So that's what we would do to start off a Carnatic music lesson or even a practice session. And then the first lesson that is taught to a kid when they're 4 or 5 years old, or even to an adult when they're first starting, is Maya Maulava Gaula. Maya Maulava Gaula is the 15th raga out of 72 ragas. The Arohanam, which means ascending scale, is Sari Ma Padani Sa. The Avarohanam or descending scale is Sa Ni Da Pa Ma Ga Ri Sa. So this is an example of a raga. These are swaras. Sa Ri Ga Ma Pa Da Ni Sa is a swara. This is saying to Aditalam, which is an 8-beat metric cycle. You're probably wondering, what are gamakas then? Gamakas are the oscillations that you would sing between the notes. So right now I kind of sang it more flat and more simple, which is how you would sing it in the beginning. And once you start to get a feel for the ragam, you can start to add the oscillations in between the notes. So this would be an oscillation. sa ri ga ma pa da ni sa ni da pa ma ga ri sa. So the oscillations help you move from note to note seamlessly. And there are certain oscillations in certain type of movements that you have to make, which you usually learn from the teacher or the guru who is a master of the raga. This is the talam that you would sing for the raga. Adi talam, which is an 8-beat cycle, you would use this on your right lap, but just for purposes, we can do it on our hand. It would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Sa ri ga ma pa da ni sa ni da pa ma ga ri sa. That is Maya Malavagala in Aditalam. Maya Malavagala is the first raga that is taught to a Carnatic student because it has a symmetrical scale, meaning that its ascending and descending pattern has the same amount of notes, as you can see here. This raga is usually best when sung and practiced in the morning. It is a raga that can evoke emotions of peace, harmony, and maybe even hints of melancholy or sadness. It all depends on which song you're singing and what your intention is when you're singing the song. So how can we translate this knowledge into music therapy? Carnatic music ragas and their role in music therapy. Raga Chikitsa, music therapy, is an ancient tradition for cure by using ragas. Raga therapy has reported improvement in emotion, sensory motor functions in patients diagnosed with schizophrenia. So this is actually the first article that I found online that showed how we can use ragas in music therapy and what are the different of ragas and what emotions they invoke and what diagnosis they can be used to heal or improve. Through brain scans, it is proven that two ragas, Shankarabharanam and Madhyamavati, increase frontal theta activity, which means invoking positive emotions through the music. The practice of swaras in Shankarabharanam yielded positive results in preschool children, communication skills, and social emotional development. So after I explain this slide, I will show you what Shankarabharanam is, and I will show you how it sounds. Bimpalas, Hindolam, and Todi have the ability to normalize blood pressure. Bhageshri Raga is effective for chemotherapy patients that need a raise in body temperature. And Ananda Bhairavi has a profound effect on post-operative pain management, which I thought was really, really interesting. Patients treated with this raga had their anesthetic dose reduced by 50%. So I've mentioned a lot of names, which might be a little confusing, and it would take a lot of time for me to share a video on every single one of these names. So we're just going to focus on Shankarabharanam, which increases frontal theta activity, invoking positive emotions, and helps communication skills and social emotional development. So I'm going to share with you a video on Shankarabharanam.
So let's meet these two avatars.
Oh wait, let me share the sound really quick. Share sound. There we go.
Sari gama pada ni sa sa ni da pa ma ga ri sa. Ga ma pa pa da pa pa sari ga ga ri ga ma ga ri sa ni ga ri ga ma ga pa ma ga sari ni sa. ವರಲೀಲ ಗಾನಲೋಲ ಸುರಪಾಲ ಸುಗುಣಜಾಲ ಭರಿತ ನೀಲಗಳ ಹೃದಾಲಯ ಶ್ರುತಿಮೂಲ ಸುಕರುಣಾಲ ವಾಲ ಪಾಲಯಾಶು ಮಾಂ ಪಾಲಯಾಶು ಮಾಂ ಪಾಲಯಾಶು ಮಾಂ.
That is Shankarabharanam. It is an all white key scale. Sari ga ma pa da ni sa sa ni da pa ma ga ri sa. That is Shankarabharanam. I am going to share the PowerPoint again. Give me a second here. Shankaram is almost like a C major scale where it has all white notes, and it can be used to invoke positive emotion. So we shall move on to the next slide. There we go. The next article that I found was the impact of Carnatic music therapy interventions on a patient diagnosed with schizophrenia. Let me play this really quick. There we go. Schizophrenia is a diagnosis in where the client's thinking, learning, perceptions, and behavior can be hindered. This case study shows how Carnatic music implemented by a certified MT over the span of 8 years helped a 20-year-old Indian woman cope with her diagnosis of schizophrenia, as well decrease some of the diagnosis as well. Before Carnatic music interventions, the client experienced delayed developmental milestones, social exclusion, hallucinations and delusions, and trouble with cognitive functions. So the treatment plan was for 8 years. Each year included a different set of ragas in combination with chanting and devotional music. In phase 1, years 1 through 2, the client was reluctant to sing in front of the MT and didn't really understand what was going on. The client was just listening, and the MT was introducing chanting and prayers, but it was mostly one-sided. After the 7th or 8th month, the client started to hum the music and presented eye movements during the music. In phase 2, years 3 to 4, the client showed improvement in learning and retaining musical information taught in the sessions. The client started to learn music theory for Carnatic music, as well as improvement in daily activities outside of the music. In phase 3, the client showed an eagerness to learn pieces, sustained musical notes, and repeated ragas independently. The subject was able to sing bhajans, which are short devotional pieces, and was also able to improvise, which is a huge part of Carnatic music theory. The client's learning abilities, communication, and interaction with the music therapist improved, and she became functionally independent and could do daily activities by herself. In phase 4, years 7 through 8, the client started to sing in various pitches, tempos, and rhythmic patterns. The client and MT took turns in leading a Carnatic music group of neurodivergent children, and she actually passed her Carnatic music junior grade vocal examination in India. So you see the client's transformation from just being a listener and observing the sessions to leading and teaching Carnatic music to other students, which is literally amazing. So next we will move into populations and Carnatic music interventions. So, populations that can receive Carnatic music therapy are younger children, teens, and adults who have previously trained in the repertoire, clients who prefer Indian classical music, clients who are interested in how ragas can positively influence the mind and body, clients who are diagnosed with schizophrenia, clients who are diagnosed with anxiety disorders and depression. And Carnatic music can be used to boost self esteem, creativity, and self expression in individuals, as mentioned in the case study with the 20-year-old who was diagnosed with schizophrenia. She was able to use improvisation as a way of self expression. She boosted her self esteem through being able to lead a group of younger children, and also expressed her creativity through improvisation and learning and memorizing songs by herself. I thought it would be really cool that an MT could make kind of like a relaxing, ambient, meditative track using Carnatic music for the client to use during a session or even to listen at home. So this is an example of a Carnatic music concert. There's usually the singer that's like in the middle, and the tanpura, which is this long instrument. There's usually a violinist or a viola on the side, and a double-headed drum on the left side of the stage that's playing the track for the individual. And this is also a tanpura. It's kind of like a modernized version of it, and my phone can be used as a tanpura too, so this is really cool. So this is an example of a Carnatic music concert. You'll see the same formation in the slides as some person sitting in the middle, the musician sitting in the middle, and the instrumentalist kind of surrounding the musician. So this is in Raga Natabhairavi, Tala Adi, which is 8 beats. More about Natabhairavi. It invokes feelings of devotion and surrender, the mood of love, and reduces anxiety and increases feelings of connection to the divine. So let me share with you this piece. So this is a singer in India. Her name is Bombay Jayashree, and she is pretty well known in the region. So this is an example of a Carnatic music concert. This is improvisation. Using notes in the raga, the swaras, to create an improvisation. And she's going to start soon. This is the main thing.
Shivalli Devasenapati, Shivalli Devasenapati, Shri Subramanya Namostute, Shivalli Devasenapati.
This performance is around 5 minutes, so if you would like to, you can watch it on your own time, but that is an example of a Carnatic music concert. And another thing that I would like to share is Carnatic music can also accompany dance, Indian classical dance, which is called Bharatanatyam. And this is an example of Carnatic music used as Bharatanatyam. So this is the dancer on stage dancing.
Jaya Sharade
जय शारदे वागीश्वरी विधि कन्यके विद्याधरी.
Video shared, but the musicians are off to the left side of the stage on a platform, and they're on stage with the dancer accompanying her.
वागीश्वरी विधि
So this is an example
कन्यके
of how Carnatic music can be used with dance. So another example of Carnatic music as music therapy, when I was talking about using a meditational track and creating a meditational track, I found that there is something called Healing Ragas on Spotify, and it's using specific ragas to heal and to relax people. So this is an example of that. And there's several different ragas and several different pieces that you can go through, which I thought was really cool. This is in Rag Bhairavi. I think this is using the sitar, and you can hear the drone in the background as well, the tanpura. I think this is also improvisational. Again, using the raga Bhairav or Bhairavi, and using the swaras and the gamakas to create an improvisation experience for the listener. I feel like this could be used in like a guided meditation or relaxation, or even just a music listening experience. Thank you guys for listening and tuning in. That is my presentation on how Carnatic music can play a role in music therapy. I hope you enjoyed, and if you want to learn more about Carnatic music, there are hundreds and thousands of videos online that tell you about it, and also Google Scholar. There are a bunch of articles that show how Carnatic music can be used in music therapy. Thank you guys, and I'll see you later.